A dream I know, deep up my feelings for you. Watch.
Hello reality viewers, welcome back again to Reality Latest Gist, the home of news and politics. For this channel, we dey drop news every day and we dey react to every videos wey comes our way. And na reality news now we dey drop for this channel, and we dey also dey talk am as e be. If today na the first time we say you dey come across this channel, you are highly welcome. Thank you so much for stopping by. And if you are returning subscribers, I appreciate all of una for una massive support to this channel. I say may God bless all of una in Jesus name. Amen. I get video where I want present to una this very moment, and I go to follow una, they watch the video. After we don't watch them together, make we drop our opinion constructively for the comment section. Like our videos and also share our videos if possible. Bye for now.
Now, pay attention. These three categories of people that I want to mention right now, this message goes to you. Number one, the doubting Thomas. People who felt that by the time Biafra is restored, there is going to be war between one another. Who is going to lead and who is not going to lead. Number two, those who have forgotten what we are fighting for. Number three is for the new generation who have just waking up to join the struggle. Majority of them are just shouting, "Oh, hey Biafra, oh, hey Biafra." But they don't know exactly what we are fighting for. They don't know exactly. Now with this video, you can be able to understand and put your thinking cap in place so that you can be able to understand and still keep resolute. Now, you're going to pay attention to the question being asked from the journalist. Now, pay attention to the response from Ohamadike Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. It's very, very important that you pay attention to the response of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Now, another way you're going to pay attention is the clarification of that response from Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. It's very, very important. Very, very important. Very, very important. Now, listen.
What does Biafra mean?
It means freedom, liberty, fairness, equity, and justice.
In practical terms, these are very good sounding words, but in practical terms, what does Biafra mean?
Confederation.
So, a weak center,
very weak,
very strong regions.
Absolutely.
This is exactly what he's trying to say here, that we are going to have freedom, equity, fairness, and justice, which, you know, present day we don't have that in Nigeria as it may be. And in Biafra system, we are going to practice a confederation. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu have taught us this long time before now, but for the new generation who are waking up following this ideology of Biafra restoration, for them to understand exactly what we are doing here. This confederation that we're going to practice in Biafra land when Biafra is restored, you are going to have an independent countries. For example, the people of Igodomigodo, for example, they will be independent. You know what I'm saying now? The people of Niger Delta, or so-called Niger Delta, if I may use that word, that is coastal region, they are going to be independent. And so on the other part of the regions that comprise Biafra. So also our people in Kogi State, our people in Lower Benue, Cross River, River State, and etc., etc. And in this independent country or independent regions, they are so powerful. Then, in the central authority, you have a limited power. And in this independent, you can produce the law that can guide you. So it is now depends on you to find a suitable law that is going to guide you. You know what I'm saying now? That is to say that central government, central authority has no interference into these independent countries or independent region. That is why It's titled here, Biafra System, which is going to be a confederation. Now, when you talk about the mental capacity for us to be able to absorb and to always remember the target that we are focusing, this is the main target, Biafra restoration. When Biafra restored, what are we going to practice? These are the things that we are going to practice. Now, when you check here the definition of this confederation, when independent countries agree to work together for a common purpose or goal, for example, common good, economic improvement, military cooperation. Now, let's take assume now this military cooperation, each and every region is going to have their own separate military. You know what I'm saying now? In a sense that there is no way that this country can invade this country in Biafra land. Everybody is going to be independent. But if there is an external invasion, then with this agreement, with this military cooperation, we are going to form allies in order to fight these external enemies. Just for example, after the Second World War, the European Union have to have this confederation and make this ally so that they can be able to curtail or fight against anything that have to come up in order to fight against the Europeans. For example, what I'm saying. So this is the picture here. And now, when you talk about common good, everybody knows that happiness, etc., etc. That is what we're talking about. Now, when you talk about economic improvement had to do with a lot of infrastructure, which Mazen Nnamdi Kanu said that there is going to be a 75 years template that is going to guide Biafra when Biafra is restored. And this, it means that for 75 years there is going to be improvement, economic improvement. You know what I'm saying now? It's going to be economic improvement for good 75 years. But before that 75 years, after the independence of Biafra, then, and the 10 years later, and say for example, the people of Igbodomigoro decide to say that they want to have their own separate state out of Biafra, then they have the right to do that. But if that nobody decide to move away from this confederation, then we are going to create a lingua in a sense that we're going to create a language that is going to unify us all. You know what I'm saying now? So that we can be able to have and be able to go back to the way we are before the white man came. Now, with this confederation now, it is going to also clear some doubts, because there are a lot of people, as I'm speaking to you right now, who have doubts. If Biafra come, there is going to be war. Anambra will be dragging them. I want to be president. Somebody from Igbodomigoro will be dragging them. I want to be president. Somebody from the River State, Cross River, Lower Benue, part of Kogi, etc., etc., want to be president. Now, these here have already given you the power to decide on your affairs. In a sense that, for example, I want to come to Igbodomigoro to have a business there, and I have the money. But I cannot, with the law, which is going to guide everybody, I cannot have that business on my own without the indigene of that region fronting that business. In a sense that they will not say that I want to come to dominate them or this and that because of what is flying out today, that Igbo wants to dominate the whole of Biafra. That is why these things, I take my time to present it this way so that our people, the younger generation who are following what is going on, can be able to understand what we are doing here, so that if you are having a doubt that this Biafra is going to be something that's unimaginable, that is going to be war and etc., region fighting region, that is not going to be something like that. Now, when we also talk about our clergy and the traditional rulers, presently they are now waking up. We encourage you to keep on working towards this direction, working towards the direction for the release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu unconditionally, working towards our outright separate state, which is referendum, so that we can be able to live and live like a human being. Also, may the soul of the traditional rulers that was killed because of the political motive in Imo State, I say may their soul rest in perfect peace. But then the remaining clergy and the traditional ruler have to take this opportunity in order for them to use their time to do what is needful, that their people can be able to forget if there is any wrong thing that they have done in the past, in order to hurt their people. So this is the moment that you are going to use that time that you have in order to do what? To do what is right, which we recommend you that clergies and our clergies and the traditional rulers are now waking up, more especially in the case of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu unconditional release. Now, also, I've also spoke about the business setup. Now, this 13 states that comprises Biafra land. In this 13 states, it's not a must that it's going to be a 4 region. This is just an example. It might be 5, it might be 6, it depends. For example, Ebonyi State, you have Ebonyi State, you have Enugu, Anambra, Imo State, Abia State, Akwa Ibom, Cross River, River State, Bayelsa, Delta State, part of Lower, as in Lower Benue, Igodomi Igodo, and the part of Kogi. These are the states in Nigeria presently today that comprises Biafra, and they are going to form, we are going to form our regions. But the bottom line is this, that we are going to operate on a confederation. And some of you might be saying that, why can't we take this opportunity that what we have presented here in order to make Nigeria to work? The thing here is this, that the Nigeria structure, in a sense, that as a business entity. So whatever that will make people to live freely, fairness, equality, and have a good life, it is not acceptable. If you take, for example, the time of a conference agreement that the whole governors and the senators and all the politicians agreed that they want to have this confederation, but it was killed. Also, the issue of a Aburi Accord. After the Aburi Accord agreement, when Gowon came back to Nigeria, he changed his mind, and that is why we are where we are today. And another question that you're going to ask yourself: if the people, Abdul Salam Abubakar, the person who single-handedly wrote the 1999 Constitution, if he or if they want to have this confederation, why didn't they go back to this confederation at that time? Why? It is because they don't want you to live as a human being. That is why it is so. It is so. So follow us, join us on this psychological moment. The moment that we are in right now is a moment of psychological, in a sense that you really have to understand exactly what you are fighting for. When you understand what you are fighting for, then you understand the power that these regions carries. Now the central does not have much powers. Now you will now understand there are much benefit. You can see how big these regions are. These are independent, but in the central it is just smaller. You know what I'm saying now? So that is to say that the central authority has no authority over the independent regions or independent countries or independent nations. It has no power. You know what I'm saying now? That is to say that there is going to be peace there is going to be economic improvement, there is going to be happiness, equality, etc., etc. The children can be able to go to school. Our mothers can be able to go to whatever business that they desire without anybody fearing of death. That is why we call on you, each and every one of you, both the Ariwas, the people of Hausas, the people of Middle Belt, to join hands on this movement. Abunda muke yi domin kowa da kowa ya zaman lafiya. Wa'angan abun nan da kake gani yanzu nan confederation a cikin Nigeria, abun da suke practice yanzu nan a cikin Nigeria federal. Ka gane ko a to kenan wa'angan federal nan a cikin Nigeria, wa'angan federal nan shi babba gare shi. Wa'angan independent country da kake gani so wa'angan karami shine yasa annan yana da karfi da yawa. There are so much power here in the system of Nigerian government system today. That is why these regions cannot be able to do something. And some of you are fighting for you to go back to this confederation. That is, we call it restructuring. You can go on, do what you're doing, but we guarantee you that it's not going to work. Thank you very much.